Last episode, the Orphans returned from their multiversal adventure to discover the Sanctum Sanctorum had been overrun by agents of the House of Blue Lights, known as the Inquisitors. Dr. Druid had been crucified to a bookshelf, and Wong's crucifixion was interrupted by the Orphans' sudden arrival with Dreamslayer. The two forces met in battle, with Nyx in her new form suffering a near fatal blow, but the Orphans eventually found themselves with the upper hand. In the aftermath of the battle, the team has discovered that the House of Blue Lights, under the leadership of Stephen Loss, is hell-bent on retrieving Shatter, the one they see as Patient Zero in their experimentation with the drug known as K. They also now have the information that the Owl has been working with Stephen Loss this whole time, keeping tabs on the Orphans' every move, utilizing cameras and communication devices from across the city to track them. Dreamslayer has suggested that he may be able to access the Owl's consciousness, but may need the help of someone good with tech to get the job done. Spider-Wasp was in the process of recommending they go see Tony Stark when two new players to the game crashed into the Sanctum, the Avenger known as Black Widow, and a strange flying and talking raccoon. We also bade goodbye for at least a short term to Lilith, Nyx, who is going back into the dream realm to quote unquote kind of find herself in the meantime. And at this point, Natasha and Rocket are kind of taking in the scene and getting the lowdown from Wong about what had happened while you guys are saying your goodbyes to Lilith. And once Dreamslayer comes back, he kind of walks into the scene, kind of takes things in, and says to the rest of the group that's here telepathically, "Hey, guys, for the record, I think it may be in our best interest to kind of keep this whole multiversal thing between us for now, especially if we're going to go see Tony Stark. I know Tony well enough from my world that if he doesn't already know about the existence of the multiverse, he'll become obsessed with the idea. And in his current state of mind, in the aftermath of the blip, revealing that to him right now just might set things off on the wrong course."
Agreed.
Although,
Shatter kind of thinks. I mean, you can hear us back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Shatter kind of thinks back and is like, couldn't present it to him as a hypothetical.
Well, we certainly could, but I just worry in his state of mind right now where that's going to put him for the next God knows how many months.
Right.
And
although that does give me an idea, perhaps, on our problem. You have the ability to dream walk through different realities or parallel universes, correct?
That's true.
Perhaps somewhere along the multiverse, there is a group who has encountered the similar problem with the blip and has figured out a solution to it.
That's an interesting point. This, for the record, this whole multiversal thing, I mean, I've been aware of it for a while. We've had a few little jaunts here and there over the years. But me actually being able to access other realities, that's a pretty damn new thing for me. But I tell you what I'll do for you guys and for everybody over here is I'll do a little poking around. And if anything comes up, if I find something, you guys will be the first ones I let know. And maybe after we talk to Tony and I get a little bit better feel about his state of mind, then, maybe I might be able to be of some assistance in that area.
Excellent.
Sounds like as good a place to start as any.
So Black Widow and the Raccoon have calmed down, and as I said, we're taking in the scene as Wong is filling them in on the recent attack. Natasha Romanov is just as beautiful in person as she is on TV, and on that fateful day, Theania, that you came face to face with her in the Red Room. Her hair is a different color now, though. Gone are the long red locks, and now she sports a shorter blonde mane in its place. And she approaches the group and says, "So, Wong tells me that you all are the ones responsible for bringing the lights back on. Who are you guys, anyway?"
We are the Cuddlebear crew. At least
I wasn't aware we had a name. Yeah.
I was tired of waiting. Nobody could agree.
Shatter says, "Look, we're just a group of orphans trying to do right by folks. We're able to help, and for all intents and purposes, we got lucky."
Orphans with powers. Are you the ones that Tony was talking about?
Depends on what I said.
The ones that were helping out this Darius Wonder character that has the nonprofit helping wayward orphans of the Blip?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you want to tell me about these people that attacked the Sanctum?
They are from the House of Blue Lights. They are a religious, fanatical group opposed to anyone with special abilities and powers.
And we're on their shit list.
Technically, everyone with abilities is on their shit list. But in particular, us, because we have handed them their ass once already. I guess twice now, technically.
Cat's not wrong.
So, they were here looking for you.
So they say.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Sorry, Natasha Romanov, Black Widow. This is Rocket.
You are a raccoon? I look over to Rocket.
You are not a flurkin?
I kind of twist my head. I do not know what a flarkin is.
So you're not going to open up your mouth and eat me with a bunch of tentacles?
As much as I can, kind of recoil, I do, and I go, no.
Oh, flark me. The likeness is uncanny.
What's a what the hell's a flarkin? And where are
I
he's
was
a
wondering
cat.
the same thing.
He's a cat.
He looks exactly like a flarkin.
Well, where
I
have
mean,
you
to be
seen a
fair, we haven't
flarkin?
seen any tentacles off him, and there's been a lot of chances he could have used it.
Are these things? Are these things like all over your planet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're not from?
No,
I thought you were
definitely
some
not.
lab created genetic thing like he was.
Hey, watch it.
I am I am born of science. There is nothing wrong with that. If you are also born of science.
I was born from my mother, but science had a big part in making me what I am.
Oh, they don't talk, but we have a bunch of you guys too. Trash pandas, we call them back home.
He leaps. It just starts clawing at you. Don't you call me a trash panda!
Whoa, whoa.
I'll web him off of him.
Get this shit off of me.
Sorry, little guys. I apologize. It's just a term we use here. It's no offense meant. Oof. Scratch my glass up.
And Natasha says we definitely don't use the TP name around him. Yeah.
Duly noted.
I will telepathically to refer to the trash part of it is probably what is insulting.
I hadn't considered it that way because, like I said, he can talk. But you're right. Apologies. Sorry.
So what are we doing here, Tasha? I don't know. You tell us, kids. What are we doing here?
You came here.
Yeah.
Well,
You tell us.
there was an alarm that went off. Stephen Strange, the former Sorcerer Supreme, set something up just in case the Sanctum was ever breached. And we answered the call, and here we are. We find you guys. Along has pretty much cleared up the fact that you were here to actually help him, but I'm curious what your plans are moving forward.
We need to prevent the rise of a fanatical superhero army, which is the goal of the House of Blue Lights. They have a drug that can give people super abilities. Our friend Shatter here is
At least they have a finite supply of that now.
That is true.
And we need to stop the owl.
Who's the owl?
Oh, some guy that uploaded his consciousness into the internet and basically is an omniscient being in the internet now. That's the best way to put that.
He was can see through the cameras, webcams, everything.
He is also working with the House of Blue Lights.
Through the internet.
Well, he kind of is the internet.
Allegedly. Yes.
That's how we understand it.
Dreamslayer. Is he still here?
Yeah.
You said that you might be able to somehow take us into the network to confront him.
Yeah. Hi, Natasha. Dreamslayer. We've never met, I don't think. No, can't say that we have. So, okay, yeah, I kind of have a theory. Look, my powers allow me to travel into the dream dimension. The orphans here, or the Cuddlebear crew, whatever they're calling themselves.
Just call us the Misfits.
The Misfits?
Yeah.
That's got a ring to it. Well, anyway, they've kind of told me about this owl character and the fact that he sent his consciousness into the web. If that's the case, there is a chance that I might be able to locate him, since essentially he's in a form of sleep. I've never tried anything like this before, but I'm banking on the fact that maybe Tony Stark might be able to help us figure out how to make this happen.
Okay.
Natasha responds, well, as you can imagine, Tony's a little preoccupied at the moment, but honestly, I think this may just be what he needs. We need to take his mind off of everything that's happened, at least for a little while. It's probably against my better judgment, but are you guys interested in taking a little ride on the Quinjet?
Not sure Mr. Stark's going to be ecstatic to see at least me and Mr. Cuddlebear.
Mr. Stark is not exactly ecstatic to see anybody.
He kind of told us, he gave us $2 million and told us to fuck off last time I saw him.
Oh, at this point, I'll say, I have actually spoken with Tony since then. He was part of my coalition to neutralize Nyx should things go south.
You did what?
Things did not go south.
You did what?
It was important that we had safety measures. You knew what she was capable of.
Lilith was in control the entire time. I trusted Lilith. You did not. Do you have a coalition together in case I go south?
You have never killed anyone, to my knowledge.
She did not mean to kill anybody either.
I understand.
So, you had a coalition against one of our team members? And
it was not to kill her, if that is what you were thinking. I just wanted backup in case she lost control.
And what exactly did this consist of, this backup?
Wong, Mr. Stark, Darius.
And what were you going to do?
We were basically going to try to figure out a way, as we were working on a way to neutralize her abilities and to free her from her to free Lilith from the bonds of Nyx. That was our goal.
And you said you were working on it, so
we did not.
There was no plan.
No, not as such, no. It was more like a plan to have a plan, I suppose. I needed to have neutral parties involved.
Okay.
I am sorry for the deception.
Hypothetically speaking, of course, is there like a qualification or something that if you killed people, you're not supposed to be part of the Cuddle crew?
We tried to refrain from murder, yes.
Is that why you were in prison?
No. No, that was just a heist gone wrong. Nobody was hurt.
You're a horrible liar.
Well, I can't argue with that.
I know that many of us might have done things in our past that we are not proud of, but I would hope that we are all striving to be better people. I know that I am.
Definitely.
I believe in being a good boy, and I think that potential is within everybody. Ultimately, I wanted to help Lilith.
I think your definition of a good boy and my definition of a good boy are polar opposites.
Maybe we sort it out later and take a ride on the really cool jet.
So you don't accept treats for being a good boy?
Certainly.
I was talking to Spider Boss.
Oh. And yes, Colin, you have always seemed to be a good boy to me.
Natasha breaks the tension and says, well, it's nice to see that the Avengers aren't the only dysfunctional family around. Offers out there, kids. If you want to tag along, maybe we can talk to Tony.
Yes.
I think it'd be good for him, and maybe it'd be good for you.
Come on.
Sounds good to me.
Look, I mean, enough time has passed. How mad did he really get? Let's go see him. Come on.
Yeah. It's not like I have anything better to do. Since I'm not plotting against any of you.
Hey, come on.
I'm sorry about the treat joke.
And Theania, we do accept people that have killed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Again, we didn't boot Nix out.
Yeah, just dig in that deeper. Shroom. Shroom.
Well, he doesn't necessarily know what I actually did do today. Again, that's why I haven't really been upfront about the nature of my ability. That'll have to come out at some point.
All right, so Natasha walks over to the busted window that she came in and shoots a tether from her gauntlet up into the air, which attaches itself to the hovering Quinjet that is just outside. And she says, "All aboard," and she pulls herself up with the tether. And opens up a door for you guys to be able to either fly in, jump in, however you want to get up there.
Okay, so Shatter is super excited by this. Like, this is some cool stuff. So he's like, "Oh, sick!" And right in front of him, the one window that I didn't break in that fight, I jump toward it, and it just kind of lays down, and I'm standing on it. And it's just going to take me up there. It's just going to take me up there.
Yania, you need help getting up there?
Yes, please.
I'll suit up and I'll grab her by the waist.
Hey, Spider Boy, you want to cut me loose?
Oh. Yeah, sure. Over and unweb him. Sorry about that. You were attacking one of my friends.
I can't believe there's more of you. And he rockets up there. All right, so you guys load up onto the Quinjet, and this is pretty freaking cool. You're on an Avengers Quinjet.
Nice.
Walking
around, looking at everything, sniffing at
yeah,
stuff.
I mean it's full Stark Tech, top to bottom. Everything that you could imagine that might be on there is on there.
This is the coolest thing I've seen since Anthony Power's lab, and I'm just walking around trying not to touch stuff.
It's all Stark Tech?
All Stark Tech, yep.
I suit up in my armor and see if I can get it to interface, just to fuck around.
All right, yeah. And it says, "Welcome, Mr. Cuddlebear."
Oh, thank you.
Welcome, Spider Wasp. Glad to have you on board.
Aaron,
Yes, Colin.
can you fix yourself while we're here? Get your full capabilities back?
I don't know if I should. You do want to keep me around.
Yeah, I guess so. You're still very useful.
I need to figure out a telepathic way to interface with this, so I can communicate with the machine.
So you guys end up taking flight and start heading up towards upstate New York. While you guys are flying, Natasha is piloting and Rocket is co-piloting. Natasha kind of hands the reins over to Rocket, and she walks back to Theania. And she sits down beside you and says, "Hey, kiddo, what's your name?"
Theania.
I'm Natasha, but I'm sure you knew that already. Kind of goes with the reputation.
Yeah, I'm very aware. Name's Fayette Fontaine. Haven't
It's really
used
pretty.
that in a while. Thank you.
Really pretty.
Thanks.
You were there, weren't you, at the Red Room when it all came crashing down?
I was.
Look, I want to apologize for not being able to fix everything after the Red Room fell. Things happened so fast, and the US government was on the scene so quick. The best thing for you girls was to hightail it out of there as fast as possible. I hope you ended up with someone you could rely on.
Yeah. Well, for a while, me and two other of the girls were able to make do for a while, and we actually were doing really good. And then before I knew it, they were gone, and just been trying to figure out things since. Karina and Charlotte.
There were so many girls that came through that program after I left. And unfortunately,
I'm sure it's hard to remember everybody. I'm surprised you remember me. I know there's a lot of them, and you probably know a lot of people.
Well, you stuck out when they were all after me, including yourself. But it wasn't under your control, and I get that. But I recognize you specifically because of how young you are. I think you were the youngest of the bunch that he had up there. And I kind of lost you in the shuffle. But it sounds like two of the girls did their best to take care of you. But from the look of it, you don't necessarily need to be taken care of. Because it looks like you can handle yourself pretty well.
I've learned how. Definitely helps being with another group who's not afraid to take you under their wing. I have a way of jumping from dysfunctional family to dysfunctional family.
So these guys that you're hanging out with now, tell me a little bit about them.
They're a lot of fun to be around. They're all genuinely good people, I could tell from the start. They took me in when they could have left me where I was. And I want to protect them as much as I can, because genuinely, they're all great, and they all want what's for the best.
That's the best you can hope for when you have a found family.
Yeah.
All right, well, I just wanted to take a moment and just let you know that I know. I know what you're going through, and anytime you need to talk, you'll know where to find me.
Thank you.
And then she heads back up to the cockpit. The trip is actually pretty fast, getting up to upstate New York. Avengers Compound sits along the Hudson River. It's a massive complex made out of concrete and steel with a large field separating it from the surrounding forest, keeping it out of the view from the road. The main structure is about a 4-story U-shaped building with a second structure jutting off of the back that overhangs the Hudson. Off on either side are several other smaller structures that look like garages and hangar bays. Very few civilians have seen this facility, even fewer from the interior of a Quinjet. Natasha lands the jet as Rocket hops out of the co-pilot seat and opens up the hatch for you to disembark. And once you get off of the Quinjet, the two of them lead you to from one of the hangar bays up to the main building. Natasha walks up to the front door and places her hand on a touchpad outside, and an Irish female voice says, "Welcome back, Natasha. I see you've brought visitors." "Yes, Friday. Clearance protocol F1950. They're safe to enter." "As you wish. Welcome, visitors, to Avengers Compound." And so you guys are now walking through the door of the famed Avengers Compound. The interior of the room that you guys walk into is cavernous. It runs the whole length of the building all the way to the back, where you can kind of see out over the Hudson. It's got balcony levels that go up 4 different stories on either side, all made out of concrete. And Natasha walks you through the main hall and down the right hallway through another set of security doors that she places her hand on and allows you guys to pass through. And you end up going into a very, very high-tech lab with lots of holograms floating around all over the place. And in the middle of all of that is Tony Stark. He stands there in a Bruce Lee t-shirt and jeans and doing calculations on one of the holographic displays. He's got a cane by his side. And Natasha speaks up. She says, "Tony, we've got visitors." Tony looks around and he says, "Ah, fantastic. I thought I got rid of you guys. I see you didn't take the money and run."
I told him.
"What sort of shenanigans have you gotten yourselves into this time?"
We did stop the total darkness, so you're welcome.
"I heard you also caused the total darkness."
Well, I mean, kind of.
Splitting
Oh,
hairs,
well.
really.
Most of the stuff I've done is fixing shit I messed up, so I guess I can't be too coming down too hard on you about that. So I saw the thing on the news a while back. That was a shitstorm of a PR nightmare.
Yes. The footage was definitely doctored.
So what brings you here?
We need to deal with the owl.
What's the owl?
The former criminal kingpin who has uploaded his consciousness into the internet.
Awesome. It's not like we don't have anything else to deal with.
Have you noticed anything unusual with your systems? Or are you running basically a intranet?
Everything here is pretty much internal. But yes, I can access the internet, obviously. But I can't say that I've noticed anything here. No blips in the machine, if you'll pardon the pun.
Good. That means he has not gained access yet.
Yet? You think he's going to?
We don't know what he's fully capable of, honestly.
Certainly. But if I were him, I would definitely try to access your systems and your information. He's a criminal mastermind.
So what's this owl got to do with you, and why's he got a bone to pick?
I believe that's partially on me, sir. They seem to be partnered with those religious cultists from the video, the House of Blue Lights. They think that I might be the key to sourcing more of the street drug K that was going around, that a bit of an epidemic of that a little while back. We, of course, want to stop that from happening, but they seem intent on reclaiming, as it were, me.
So this religious fanatic Loss is behind the street drug that you're talking about?
Yes.
You get more or less.
They were trying to build their own army of superpowered beings. They were using the drugs on the people of the street to basically have experiments to see who could get powers and who couldn't.
And then what's the owl got to do with that?
He was financing them, or created the drug even. We're unsure specifically. I don't remember actually.
I used to work with a man at NYU, a professor by the name of Anthony Power. Over kind of what we found out, I have reason to suspect that he may have been under the influence of either the House of Blue Lights or the Owl, or both. And I didn't know that when I was working with him. But that's where the connection is.
Huh. So what do you want me to do?
At this point, I look at Dreamslayer. This is out here.
I think, and this is Dreamslayer, I think I may have a way for the orphans to confront the owl on his own home turf in the internet. Who are you exactly? Sorry, Tony, Dreamslayer. We've never met, but I kind of call the dream realm my home. So I've got the ability to dream walk, to walk between this earth and the dream world. From what I understand, from what the kids have been telling me, the owl has uploaded his consciousness to the internet. If that's the case, essentially he's asleep. And if he's asleep, he can dream. So I'm theorizing that I may be able to act as some sort of conduit to at least get anyone's consciousness that wants to make the journey into the Matrix, so to speak. But my concern is that anyone inside might potentially be at a disadvantage. And he looks at you guys on this. It wouldn't be like in the dreaming. You'd be in the owl's realm and may not be able to access your powers like in the real world, much less the godlike powers that you experienced in the dream realm. So, Tony, that's why we're here. I'm thinking that somebody with your knowledge might be able to help us fill in the gaps and make it so that we're on a little bit more even footing. Tony looks at him and he says, you're suggesting sending their consciousness into the internet. I mean, I truly don't even know where to begin. Dreamslayer says, well, fortunately, I brought a really smart cat with me that may be able to help the world's smartest man figure it out. Cuddles, you got any ideas, buddy?
We would basically need to do something like... all right. They've been doing research with basically using your brain waves to move objects, like just like an interface with like a dot on a screen. What it would be something along the lines of that, just amplified more so that like our consciousness isn't moving just this dot, it is moving itself.
Well, you mean like this, and he starts waving his hands on the screens or on the VR screens that are up in front of him, and you know, you see stuff moving as he moves his arms. He says that's easy, but My thing is, how do we actually get you in there? And Dreamslayer says, well, I think that's where I come in. Because if I can sense the owl's consciousness, I should be able to get them in. I think the biggest issue that I see is once they're in, what are they able to do when they're in there? We want them to be able to still be able to access their abilities, their powers that they possess here in the real world, but would they have that capability inside?
I feel like it would be a matter of being able to access that particular information. If we are going to be essentially part of the information structure, it would certainly be a little overwhelming, but we should still be able to access data, as it were.
Almost like opening up a file in a folder.
Yes, the data being our specific abilities.
Okay. All right, I think I follow.
Why wouldn't it be like the dream world where we can kind of do what we want?
Because in the dream world, we had the dream king, for better or lack of a better word, basically amplifying us. So we're sailing with the flow. In this situation, the owl is going to be in control. He is going to be trying to block our access to everything at every point, which is why it would make it more difficult for us to use our abilities. He will have the high ground, as it were. We need to be able to find shortcuts and back doors to be able to access the information we need faster than he can shut them down.
So I think maybe the tech portion, like with your suits, Spider Wasp and Cuddles, I think I can probably write a program that would be able to duplicate what you guys can access of my tech on the inside. I think the biggest issue is getting your innate powers, figuring out how to write a program for that. I think what I need to do is I'm going to have to probably get some DNA from you guys to be able to do it.
Scatter starts looking at himself and going, good luck.
And Tony walks over to you and a metal glove appears over top of his hand, and a blade comes out of one finger, and he goes tink, and he takes a little chunk of glass off of you. He's like, that probably ought to do. Who's next?
Ow.
I say, hold on. That one. I'll like hack up like a little hairball. We'll just do it.
And Friday immediately sends over a vacuum cleaner and vacuums it up, and he's like, I'll just take this. And he plucks some hair out of the back of your neck.
So it's the hair work, blood draw. I can do the normal whatever DNA thing.
Hair will be fine.
Yeah, okay. And she just tinks out a hair and hands it over.
I just look at Mr. Stark. Pull out a hair. You remember where I'm from, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just making sure there's not going to be any surprises for you.
No surprises here. I've seen a lot in the last couple of weeks.
We have fought deities.
Me too.
They're not
not so tough. Yeah, I'm starting to like you better, Kat. Why don't you tag along through this? How about you two, alien boy?
Why?
Okay.
Yeah, come on. You might learn a thing or two.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'm gonna wagging my tail and try behind him.
Fine. As I'm walking, are you on the grounds, Cuddles?
Yes.
I don't kick you, but I
Oh shit.
push you with my leg
Hey.
as I'm walking past.
Tony leads you back to a back corner of the lab and pulls out some petri dishes and microscopes and stuff like that, and begins to get down to work. So what I'm going to have you guys do is roll a couple of reason feats for me. And I just realized, Sid, since you weren't with us last time, we're going to have to do a little maintenance on your character sheet, because I don't know if you've tried to pull that up yet or not. If you double click, yeah, if you double click on your character, it just pulls up pretty much a blank screen for the most part. But you'll see in the upper right-hand corner there where it says freeform sheet. If you click on that freeform sheet, it'll pull up your character sheet there for you.
Oh, that looks more familiar.
There you go. And you can change the size of that by clicking the plus and minus on the top bar up there to where it's comfortable for you.
Okay.
Now, if you look and see that on the character sheet itself next to your phase rip, it's got, you know, your remarkable, good, remarkable, excellent, right? I pulled those in from the macros on the main screen of Foundry and just grabbed hold of one and pulled it up there. Theoretically, you should be able to click on those and it will actually make the roll from you from this sheet. But because I did it, it won't let you do it, because when you do it, it's thinking that I'm trying to roll for it and I don't have current access to it. So what we need to do is we need to delete those, and then you need to actually pull them up onto the sheet from the main screen yourself.
Okay.
And then I can, once you bring them onto the page, I can delete the other ones, and then we can move them, you know, to where it's easier to access them. But if you want to put them like to the right of the numbers, that would be good. And then like under equipment and talents and all of that, you see where I've got them listed down there as well. If you want to put them maybe to the left of all of that, and then I can get rid of the ones that are there and then move them for you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll let you take a little bit of time to kind of sort through that. I'm sorry we didn't do that while we were waiting earlier.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, so I delete them out of this first, and then...
No, you don't. You don't want to delete them. You just drag from like the little red bars on the very bottom, the red squares. Drag them from there and put them where they need to go on your sheet.
Okay. Let me...
And then, did you guys roll?
Oh, not yet, because you're got.
I'll call Karma.
I'll call Karma.
60.
Oh, there it's working.
That's probably me. Although for some reason, I see why that happened.
Yeah, you probably had her selected, didn't you?
Karma. I still need it. Yeah, I'll take it to the green.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 20 to take it to a red.
All right.
Okay, hold on a sec here. I'm getting mine. It's just fussing with me a little bit. I lost my the macros down at the bottom, it looks like.
Oh, all the macros?
Well, it's like my screen is like somewhat cut off. It's almost like I zoomed it in, but I can't see I can't see them anymore. Oh, hello. Shit.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I did that. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I thought that was me.
Let's make a register.
Try something again here. Let's go away.
Well, Tony needs to roll some karma too.
Let me see if this will work. Karma. That's not okay. Do not have permission to execute.
No, you're fucking around now. Get out. Fucking around too much.
Oh, there they are. Okay, I found the ones back. All right, they're not working from my sheet for some reason, but I got the ones at the bottom of the screen to come back. So
okay.
Let me get rolling from there.
Oh,
Sorry.
and geez, I bet it's another one of those things where it's just not translating from one to the next. So are you trying to pull that from the sheet that you pulled up from the new screen that I pulled up just now?
No, I have not tried to do that yet. I was still doing it from the old screen.
Okay,
so.
hold up. Let me try this. Okay, try it again.
Uh-oh. Screen wonky on me here.
I bet when we changed it, we just changed it off of the...
Okay, Karma. No, still tell me I don't have permission.
Okay, yeah.
That's not a big deal. I can use the ones at the bottom.
Okay.
It's not a huge thing. That's not a huge thing.
I'm probably going to have to...
see
Sure, yeah. I'm probably just going to have to go in individually to each one of your accounts and change it myself.
All right, Karma. And I needed it too, so.
Okay, I think I did what I was supposed to do.
Okay. And I bet you're going to end up having the same problem. So here's what I'm going to suggest for tonight is keep your sheet handy, but still use the macros at the bottom of the screen because I think it's just not transferring from screen to screen. What I got to go in and do is go to your original character sheets and change them there so that when I drag the tokens out, it's copying that information to the page. There's several more hours of work for me. That's great.
Okay, and what are we rolling again?
Reason feat.
Reason, okay.
I'm going to check called Karma on and we'll take the green, by the way.
Okay.
Since that roll
Karma.
shit.
All right, and you got a 34, so on good, you got to get it up to a 45, so 11 points will do you.
Shouldn't we get Rocket in on this? He's a smart guy, isn't he?
What's that?
Isn't Rocket really smart? We should get him on this.
Yeah, we could do that, sure.
Okay, so Shatter and I got invited to go back to the science thing too.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fine. We
Oh.
don't get invited to the smart club.
I think Rocket cracked the code.
Oh, I think he did too, yeah.
Oh my god.
And he pushes Stark aside and he's like, "You're doing it wrong." And he gets in there and he starts messing around.
Yeah, I got a red too, just to be clear.
Yeah. All right. So between you and Rocket, with a little bit of help from Tony Stark, you guys are able to kind of figure it out. And what it does take is it is going to take some programming on your all's end to make this work. But what Tony and Dreamslayer have kind of come up with is Dreamslayer can be hooked up to kind of a contraption that can basically receive your information and put it into the internet. That's going to force Dreamslayer to be on the outside, though. So he's not going to be able to go in with you, but he's going to basically act as kind of the conduit for you all to be able to access the web through him. He can put you to sleep and get you where you need to go. Once you get inside, you should still have access to a simulation of what your powers actually are. Tony has been able to program the actual tech in, so your armors and all that sort of stuff will work. as well. And if you have other weapons, he's able to kind of give a basic simulation of what the weapons would be too. So basically your character sheets act, appropriately once we decide to go inside. Tony is in the process of kind of hooking Dreamslayer up to Friday, to the AI there in Avengers Compound. And he says, look, you guys kind of know how I feel about sending kids off to do adult work. I lost somebody pretty close to me during this whole Thanos situation. And I'm not about to send a bunch of kids off into the unknown reaches of the internet to face off against some sort of sentient computer mind or whatever the fuck it is. So I'm going with you. And Natasha says, no, you're not. You're in no shape to go along with them. You're still in the process of healing. Tony says, yeah, my body is, but my mind is fine. If you're going in, I'm going in too.
The more the merrier.
Well, it's not like I can stop you in the current physical state that I'm in. And Rocket says, ooh, I'm going too.
I do think that is actually a good idea. The more people we have running interference, the harder it should be for the owl to maintain control of the situation. I feel like the more variables, the better.
All right, so I guess we're entering the Matrix. Everybody take the blue pill.
Ooh, also, can your AI accompany us as well?
Yeah, she'll be in there with us.
We have to take a pill.
You've not seen the Matrix?
No.
Yeah.
I am only 2.
It was made before I was born.
Oh, God. Why do I keep surrounding myself with teenagers?
Probably a good question you need to answer.
You're just young at heart, right, Mr. Stark?
Yeah, I suppose. Dreamslayer says, all right, if we're doing this, I guess make yourselves comfortable.
Circle around 3 times. Lay down.
Oh, hey, before we go, guys, quick question. How do we get out of the internet once we're in? Is this a click our heels situation, or?
I'll be able to monitor the situation, I think, the way that we have it set up. Okay. So I can pull you out at any time. And if things get too hairy in there, I'll just pull the plug. But I should be able to get you out, no problem. So, all right. Sleep. And Dreamslayer puts you all to sleep.
I was gonna say, I will just lay down and fall asleep instantly.
Yeah, right.
I start counting backwards from 10 and make it to 8.
All right, so you close your eyes and your breathing slows. After a few minutes, you feel yourselves drift off to sleep. And then suddenly, you're racing down a tunnel with streams of light shooting past you at lightning speed. You can't feel your body. It's simply your mind racing down an endless tunnel of data. And suddenly, the disorienting voyage comes to an abrupt halt, and you find yourselves standing on a street in what appears to be New York, but a glow with a neon light that emanates from all the buildings and surfaces. You see humanoid figures flitting back and forth at high speeds, and you would assume that these are the avatars of individuals surfing the web. It's kind of like that Pixar movie, Wreck-It Ralph. You find yourselves standing in the middle of a street that veers off to the right ahead of you. And just beyond is a sort of marketplace village that steps down from the street with signs denoting popular websites such as eBay, Amazon, and Facebook. You barely have time to take in the surroundings when a voice booms out of nowhere. Intruder alert, initiating deathlock protocol. As the announcement finishes, several forms begin to materialize in front of you. These appear to be some sort of cybernetic soldier, dressed in red and silver and carrying huge futuristic-looking guns. They are immediately drawn to your presence and are preparing an assault. And I'm going to pull you to the map here so you can kind of see what's going on. Let's see here. Where am I? Right there.
Just got here. Loading Matrix Street. Nice.
And I'll pull up a picture here of what you see.
Right down on Matrix Street.
Doesn't look like Tron at all.
Yeah.
This is the internet.
Deathlock. Wait, I'm thinking Death Clock.
All right, so these are the Deathlocks. They basically are pretty humanoid in appearance, but they're just decked out in this kind of leather type reddish and purple, or I'm sorry, reddish and blue armor, and have gigantic guns. And they're all now kind of materializing on the street and in that little valley ahead of you there, just in front of what looks like a small kind of bar nightclub, and taking different positions around the street. So at this point, I guess I should probably pull you guys up so we can roll some initiatives.
Oh, shit.
All right, so combat tracker is up if you guys want to pull that up and then roll your initiatives.
Is it not sure?
Where's the roll that one? Hey, you cats need to stop fucking around.
It stopped moving. I think I accidentally rolled you, Theania, because it moved on the last second.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Hey, get down. Did I roll?
No, but I'll roll for you. I just did.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Theania, no, you didn't.
Nope, I didn't.
Got distracted. My cats are all fucking around. Stop fucking around, you guys.
I'll go ahead and roll yours, Sid.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so take a look at your character sheets and let me know what your pluses are for your initiatives. Mr. Cuddlebear.
+3.
Theania.
+3.
Spider Wasp.
1.
Shatter is 0.
Goose egg, and that is the next thing I'm fixing.
Got it.
All right, let's see here what I got for these guys. Ooh, okay. That's fun.
So, these little sons of bitches are everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
2. Okay.
Messages. So,
And Black Widow doesn't get to roll extra because she got a 1.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to start.
Did Rocket not come in with us?
He did. Yeah, I got him in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
All right, so the deathlock that is up on the top of the sign over on the right-hand side takes cover and places his rifle on the edge of the sign there. You can barely kind of see him, but he takes a shot at the nearest person, which just happens to be it looks like it's probably actually going to be Tony, because I don't think he can see Spider-Wasp from that angle. Yeah, so he's going to take a shot at Tony.
Which one is taking a shot at Tony? I'm sorry.
This one on the very
this one
bottom.
down here.
Bottom.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I was in the wrong spot. Thank you.
All right. Ooh, and he got a 20, so he missed. How about that?
Ooh.
Next up is going to be another deathlock, and that's the one on the opposite side up top here. He's actually going to jump off of that and jump straight down in a slam on Shatter.
Okay.
I'll try to shatter you.
That's going to be endurance for him. And he got a 64 yellow. So you haven't acted yet. Do you want to roll for extra actions? Can you?
Yeah, no, I don't think I can roll for extra actions. So it'd be a matter of, I think, if I'm correct, either deciding if I want to try to defend this or if I want to wait for my
Right.
actual action to roll around.
Now, didn't we bump your fighting up?
Oh yes, no, the fighting is up to 20. No, we did do that, but I never did. I don't think you explained exactly. I mean, is it just a matter of rolling for just saying you want to roll for extra actions and doing it, or I don't think I've had a chance to do it yet.
You would need to get a yellow to get extra actions.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, excellent. That's a little, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a definite risk if you
Yeah, I
roll
think
a white.
We're early.
Mhm.
We're early. I'm gonna hold off on that for now.
Okay. All right. So do you want to try to dodge?
You know what? I'm gonna take this one like I didn't see him up there. Essentially,
Mhm.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take the brunt of this and see what happens, and
All right.
we'll work from there.
Okay. That's on the incredible column, so 64. Okay, so that's a yellow. So that's a potential slam, I believe. Yeah. All right. Let's see. That's. Where am I at? Charging. Okay, potential slam. All right. So, roll endurance. What is your endurance?
40, which is on, I think, that's remarkable, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remarkable. Okay. Karma. And I'll take it to yellow.
Okay. All right. So no slam there. And then it would do 40 points of damage.
Okay.
To you. You got your armor up though, right?
Yes, yeah, that's still up from the around me from the last fight. I've never taken it down.
All right. So next up is Iron Man. Let's see. Can Tony? I'm sure he could do extra actions.
Sure, why
I
not?
think.
Hey, now you're fucking around. Don't do it. These cats today, I swear.
All right.
Oh, mine are
so
bugging
he
me too.
gets a couple extra. All right, so he gets one extra. All right, so he is going to. What's he gonna do? All right, the two that are over in this area right over here, right at the base of the stairs, he's going to set loose some rockets in that direction. And that's going to be that.
Damn.
Got a 72. So it does 75 points of damage to both of them.
Hell yeah. Some nice rockets. Nice rockets you got, dear.
And if you have excellent body armor. Okay, so.
I can already picture Raccoon just smuggling. Can't see nothing there. Those rockets ain't got nothing.
I can see him like still stealing though to take with him.
Right. If it goes booming, that's it.
Yeah.
And we're going to roll endurance for both of them. Green and white. Okay, so
No
they
kidding.
both get blown back into this bar, and the bar just explodes. And the roof is still standing, but it's sputtering with that orange light that is running around the outside edge of the roof. From Tony, we go to Mr. Cuddlebear.
Okay. I too will attempt to roll for extra actions. I think I have a remarkable fighting, so do I need green for a second one? Then I will need
Green. Mm-hmm.
call karma for that. So 76. Becomes 86. That's yellow. So I think that's still just one, right?
Yep.
Karma. Okay, so action the first. These guys are like cyborgs or something? Is that the deal?
Yeah, they appear to be.
Okay, well then they certainly won't like if I phase through their electronics. So basically what I'm going to do is phase and then charge. Like, is that guy on Shatter? Is he on top of him?
He knocked him down, but he's standing in front of him.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna run up and just jump through him in phase. Oops,
Okay.
I'm not gonna whatever that is there. So I'll just kind of whoop, 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 and land on the other side of him.
All right,
So-
make. I think probably agility
Okay.
or fighting, whichever's higher.
They're yeah, they're both remarkable. So I'm definitely gonna call karma for this. 35 becomes 45 is green.
Okay. What's your phasing ability?
It's at amazing.
Ooh, okay. All right, so you go through him, and he just kind of seizes for a moment. That definitely rattled him for sure. And we go to another deathlock, which is this guy here around the alley. He is going to move and come into this area right in here next to the plant. And he pops up over top and starts to lay down some fire in the general direction of the group. And he's going to take a shot at Iron Man.
Oh.
Ooh, got a red. All right.
Well, that's not good.
Now, the good thing is I don't know that he's going to actually be able to do any damage.
Right, the iron
Mm-hmm.
iron part of the man.
Yeah, okay, so he hits him, but bounces off the armor.
Well, now you guys are screwed.
And another deathlock. That's one of the ones that got blown back into the building. Theania.
All right. I am gonna go after this one that's by Shatter since he's all stunned up, and I am going to try to hit him like square in the chest with my stun stick. I'm hoping since it's some electric and he's kind of electric himself that it'll fudge stuff up.
All right.
What about multiple action?
He's
Yeah,
electric.
multiple actions.
Oogie, 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 oogie.
All right.
All right, so multiple actions is a regular fighting feat. So on the incredible column for you.
All right.
Congar.
You said the incredible column.
Yep.
Karma.
Ooh, shit. Good thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you gotta get it up to a 31. So if you just spend your 10, that'll get you your extra action.
Alrighty. Get that. So slow. Okay, well, it can't edit that myself apparently.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you can. If you right click on it, it'll highlight it, and then you can change it.
Okay. Mm,
It's a little funky too. You have to have it so it's like the space instead of the cursor
Yeah.
thing.
okay, there it goes. Oh, and make sure I'm doing it. Do we take it out of Karma or Karma Pool?
Regular karma.
Okay, that's what I thought. Wanted to make sure before I did it. Ah! Okay, well, I'm just going to write it down on my paper so I remember to
Okay,
change
that's fine.
it. It's being mean. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's attack this guy with the stun stick. And okay, and I know I get
Yeah, and if you look down on your talents down there
Mhm.
for weapon specialist,
Okay.
that's on the amazing column.
okay. Alrighty, cool. All right. Karma.
Oh,
Oh,
Hey, there you go.
oh, there they are.
All right, so that's a definite possible stun for him. So we're rolling on incredible there. Got a green, so he's stunned
Nice.
for one round. What's the rank of damage on that?
Get that open back up. For the stun stick. Oh, would it be remarkable? Because that's what's on the
Mm-hmm.
left of, okay.
Okay. All right. Now, normally that doesn't necessarily do damage. Normally it just stuns, but in here it looks like it's actually damaging them. Now, that was a red result. So technically, I think that's actually going to take him out. All right. So he drops with that. And then as he does, he digitizes and just disappears.
Fun.
Rocket Raccoon goes next. He's going to take flight and fly up into this area right up over here and kind of take aim at the sniper. Actually, probably move over this way just a little bit so he gets a little better shot. And let's see here. He's got amazing on that, and it does amazing damage. Got a yellow, which is a potential stun.
All right.
No stun. But it definitely hits. Knocks him back just a little bit on top of the sign there. From there, we go to another deathlock. So he is going to counterattack onto Rocket, take a shot at him. And misses. Another deathlock. Yeah, Rocket's right in the way, so Rocket's getting drawn fire for you guys. Got a green to hit. And he's going to take 20 damage.
Rocket, no.
And my antivirus protection has expired, so
Congratulations.
give me a second while I clear that shit out. Perfect timing, thank you.
Quick, get him with all the viruses.
Right. And then another deathlock. He's going to take a shot at Cuddlebear, and it doesn't really matter whether he hits or not because you're still in phase, right?
That is true.
Okay. Spider Wasp.
Multiple actions, Karma. Oh,
Ooh.
definitely needed that. Let me get off of that. And so that will take me up to a green. And I need 20. No, not quite. I need 18 to do that. So that is 2 actions for me. Take care of the Karma.
Jocasta?
Just ignore that.
Oh, ignore that, please.
Okay.
This is what happens when I intentionally accidentally give Clint access to more protocols.
Sorry, won't happen again. So Spider Wasp is. Let's see, he is within range. He's got to stay where he is, and this deathlock right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to work in this environment, but I want to find out. I'm going to use gravity manipulation.
Okay.
And is he flying?
He's on the ground.
Oh, he's crushed.
Okay. All right. Crashing.
Crashing your head.
If I saw him digitize, I am going to create such a normal human being would die. Karma.
Oh, yeah. That'd probably do it.
The opposite end of the spectrum.
Right? That's balance.
That normally does amazing damage, right?
Correct.
All right. But with the red result that you got, I'm giving you the kill on that one.
Okay.
So you see him just go and then he blips out.
Okay.
Wah, wah, wah.
Shatter.
All right, Shatter's gonna stand up, dust himself off a little bit there, and
What happened
move
to
up
my
just
icon?
No, I
Did I
don't
do
know.
something?
Midge to where he blipped away everyone.
I wonder if maybe because you're considered a co-GM right now, you might have been highlighted, and I might have accidentally deleted you as well.
Yeah, I was that. Yeah, I was. I highlighted myself.
Okay. Yeah. Let me go back. Yeah. There's a new problem.
Yep. You didn't think this through all the way.
Yeah. All right. I'm not sure where you were, so I brought you back on the screen there. And then I'll have to reactivate your combat tracker. What number did you have?
I had a 5.
Okay.
I was right before Shatter. Or actually, I had a 6 because I rolled a 5.
There you go. You're back. All right, Shatter.
Okay, with the aerial view of this thing, clear something up for me. Are they both in my view, or who's more in my view? Would it be this guy toward the top of the screen here, or this gentleman standing down by the plant?
I'd say probably the guy up top.
Up top. Okay, that's kind of who I wanted to go for. So I just want to make sure I could see him up there. And then, question: those visors around their eyes?
Yeah.
Are those glass?
You could consider them to be glass, yes.
Fantastic. So, yeah, his is just gonna tink 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 and completely obscure his vision. Yeah, I think we're gonna start there. And that Karma.
Ooh, look at all these.
There we go.
All right.
He shouldn't be able to see out of that at all. It should be completely spiderweb.
Okay. So I think if you'll allow me,
Sure.
I'm going to actually, since you rolled a red on that, it just explodes and throws the shards of glass into his face and in his eyes and into his brain, and he blips out himself.
And I kind of turned back to the group and I went a little hard on that one, guys.
Good job.
They're just programmed.
And then Black Widow. She is going to rush forward with her stun sticks and come crashing down on the guy that is down by the plant down in the valley down there. Ooh, damn.
Good God.
The guys are hot as fuck.
Just sticks both of the sticks right down into his clavicle. And he goes blip as well. And then we roll back up to the top for extra actions. Iron Man has another, and he is going to follow up with another explosive blast on that bar, trying to bring it down on top of those guys. Got a 70. That should work.
Yeah.
And you see that bar just blow up. And rubble is just flying everywhere from that blast. Cuddlebear. You got another one?
I do have another action. There's this other Deathlock up here on this.
Up here? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how high up is this that building?
It's probably about 2 stories.
How far can I move?
You're within your move range there for sure.
I'll basically suit up and do a dive bomb arc on him. Like fly up in the air and come crashing down on him, or attempt to, right? Damn it, stop doing that. Hell, sounded crazy.
You just want me to move you over there?
Yeah, for some reason I can't get it to stop measuring the distance. That's endurance, right?
Yep.
Definitely call karma on that. Ooh, it's a 90 on excellent. With the 10, that'll take it to 100.
All right, so that's a potential stun on him. Oop, that's a stun. We're going to see how many rounds. That would be 3 rounds.
And then it does it does the endurance plus a column shift, or for however many areas, I guess.
I'm assuming you're taking that to the max since you're flying.
Yeah, for sure.
So it would be 3 column shifts.
All right, that's amazing.
All right.
Because my endurance is only excellent. But still, hey, smashy.
Is it excellent with the armor?
Yeah, the armor doesn't give me any bonuses to
I
my.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, which is one of the things I want to improve on it. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
All right. So, but he is stunned. So you knocked him out. It's also a potential slam too. So that actually it's going to throw him off the map for sure. So he's out of there for at least a while.
Sweet.
Ania, I think. You should have another action, right?
Yes. I'm trying to. Okay, so we have the 2 here that were knocked out by the bar. And the one Cuddlebear was going after.
Yeah, you can't see the ones that are in the bar because it's still smoky in that area, so that's a little bit obscured.
Okay, so.
So that being the case, I mean, honestly, you really can't see anything. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
No.
So, Spider Wasp, is there anything you want to do?
I'm going to make another one of me.
Okay.
Karma.
Dude, you've been bad. You're bad.
All right. You should be able to drag one of those out there wherever you want them. And Shatter, you don't have any others, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So then that takes us to the end of the round.
Quick question, because I want to make sure I'm doing it right.
Uh-huh.
I know I had the body armor up. I took 40 points of damage. So that doesn't actually come off my HP, though, right? And then if so, what is that? How do we calculate the amount the body armor can take before it's busted or broken or whatever?
You've got amazing body armor, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And he did 40 points of damage to that, so you would have 10 points left.
Okay. All right. That's what I didn't know what number I was working from.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
What's Tony's reaction when another one of me pops up next to him?
He looks over at you. He looks over at the new one. And he looks back at you, and he's like, "Well, that's new."
Yeah, pick some things up.
Wait till they get a load of me.
And as the smoke is clearing in that area where the bar was, you still see a little bit of that kind of fritzing kind of orange light going on in there, but it starts to slowly kind of turn blue. And out of that, you see a new figure that appears. And it is a 10-foot tall electric golem looking thing, almost Hulk-like, but it's completely made out of electricity. And it says one thing as it emerges from the smoke, and it says, Zax.
I'm sorry, come again?
Zax.
Okay. Well, that doesn't look friendly at all.
And we're going to add him to the combat tracker, see what happens here.
Is there any chance that Zax means he wants to invite us out for a beer?
Doesn't look like it.
No.
Okay.
Maybe he's just really horny. He's looking for.
Who knows? I don't understand the tone of
Maybe
the
he
goblins.
meant snacks. He's hungry.
Are my how are reading abilities working in the internet?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just hear me go, oh, he can fuck us up.
Good to know.
Iron Man takes flight and comes into this area right at the edge of the street there. And he says, well, let's see if this works. And he sends his unibeam out of his chest. You hear it kind of revving up and sends a blast towards Zax from the middle of his chest. And Tony got a yellow with that, which is a potential stun. Let's see what happens here.
I feel like the energy being is just going to absorb this energy.
Monstrous damage.
The hell of a beam, then? The hell of a beam you got there, Tony. A hell of a beam.
Okay, that's good to know. All right. So he hits him. I gotta get a calculator.
Okay. Oh man, see, that's what it would have been. Hacking. That's the tool that we would need to be able to do on the fly while we're in the system. We need to be able to figure out how to hack where we're at.
There we go. Okay. So it hits him, and you hear Zax go. He takes the hit, and you actually see the unibeam actually go through him and back into the bar, lighting that thing up again. It's not an area effect, so unfortunately it doesn't hit either of the two death locks, but he certainly pissed him off if that was his intent. Mr. Cuddlebear.
It appears like it's made of electricity, is the deal?
Seems to be, yes.
Like it has a complete energy form.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like that. So, and this area that we're in is kind of resembling some sort of street marketplace.
Right.
Okay. Does it have like the stuff that streets normally have, like lights, street lamps, shit like that?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, a lot of neon.
Is there a fire hydrant?
Let's see here. Yeah, over by the building right up in here.
Yeah,
there's a little fire hydrant right there.
I thought that might be what that is. Okay. And what are the odds that the spout is that you connect to is facing him? Because it looks like it would be facing towards the street, and that's kind of where he's at.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. One last question. I'll see from that. 25 feet.
He's within an area.
They shoot pretty fucking far, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Well, why not? I'm going to fly down and basically whop off the end of the thing for the fire hydrant to try to spray water on this electric beam.
Okay.
And I will call Connor for that. Or do I need to? I guess
it'd be fighting. Yeah.
All right, I'll call Connor. Sure. 23 unremarkable becomes 33. I need like 3 more, so 13 to get it to a green.
Okay.
It's so bad.
It's a good idea.
All right. So you
Is it
lop
up there?
off the end of that, and a big stream of water comes spraying out onto Zax, and you hear that sound again just build in intensity.
Sweet.
So it definitely is having an effect on him for sure.
Ooh.
And we go to Theania.
I was thinking trying to get some damage in on him with the stun gun, but I don't know if that goes south with water being involved, or would that potentially help?
Yeah, it'd be a little risky.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So let me brain for a moment. Is this thing still standing?
Zax?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still standing, yeah.
Okay. I am gonna switch from my stun stick to the Mace of Justice
Cool.
and try to knock near his knees or possibly behind if I can get to them and get this guy to the ground at least.
All right.
And so I roll. So that's weapons. Okay, so I roll on amazing for that.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna get this down eventually.
It's just practice.
Karma.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you take a swipe trying to take his knee out. You whip it right at his knee. It goes right through it.
God dang.
And it doesn't look like it does any damage at all.
Well, crud.
That energy.
Rocket Raccoon flies over and does a strafing fire at the creature. Let's see here. Amazing. It's going to do 50 points of damage. Ooh, look at that. We're actually making pretty short work of this dude.
Love. Oh man! All right, I have a name for our group: the God Killers. I do like Misfits though. That's a good one too. Also a fantastic TV show.
Oh my god. All right, so Zax just rolled, and he, through all that screaming that he's been doing, kind of balls up and then throws his body out in order to send a burst of electricity out, and he just shorts out. And pretty much nothing happens. So Shatter, it's to you, buddy.
Okay.
Did we skip me?
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm out of the loop again.
Oh,
what
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, I had
What
to
happened?
replace. I had to put myself back in.
Oh, you did?
There.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get you back in there. All right. And you were at 6, right?
6, yeah.
Yeah, he was right ahead of me in previous order.
Ready. I'll roll for multiples.
Oh, yeah.
Karma.
Okay. You needed
Jesus
that.
Christ. Yeah, no kidding. Needed it more than I needed it last time. I'll take care of the sheet in a minute. Spider-Man number 1's going to fly a little bit closer. Spider-Wasp number 1.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. He's confused right now. And he is going to try to use gravity manipulation on that thing and do the same thing that he did to the Deathlock and just crush him to the ground, probably not trying to do a killing blow on him because he thinks he's probably a sentient being, but trying to, do as much damage to him as he can. So, Karma. Jesus Christ.
Again.
All right, so you focus the gravitational energies on him, and nothing happens.
Ooh.
Gotcha.
Time for your clone.
The clone. He's going to come up there. And what was I going to have him do? Hold on, I forgot. My sheets aren't opening for some reason. Oh no, they're still there. He's going to try to use neural manipulation on him.
Okay.
To where make him feel like he is paralyzed, can't move, can't do anything.
Okay.
And we're gonna call karma on that as well. And I needed that. And go to the green.
All right, so you make the attempt on that, and there are no neural pathways to actually grab a hold of.
Okay.
All right, Shatter.
Okay, so Shatter turns to that big red neon sign that's to his left there, and as all the glass up there starts to kind of break and come down, and it starts to form itself into like about a 4 foot long, sharp on both ends, like almost like a dual blade. And I just send it flinging as fast as I can, spinning towards Axe.
Okay.
See if that does something here. And it's hold on a second. I always forget if my thing is incredible or amazing. I think it's amazing. Okay, here we go. Karma. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spin to take it to red.
All right, so you send that spinning in his direction, and it goes right through him. What's your angle? There's a possibility you might hit that Deathlock, who's now starting to get up. You took it to a red?
Yep.
Okay. And that does how much damage?
That my glass control is amazing.
Okay. All right. All right. It catches the Deathlock as he is getting up. He's kind of pushing up onto the bar that is now kind of cockeyed because it's taken so much damage, but he's pushing himself up on the bar, and it just slices his arm off just below the elbow.
Damn.
Ouch.
Kind of looking at the results of that, like,
Black Widow is going to move around to the opposite side over here, and kick off the building and then come crashing down onto this other deathlock over here with her stun sticks. Got a green to hit. Ooh, all right. And he is stunned. For 2 rounds. Okay. Did anybody roll extras this time around?
I did. I got
You
one.
did?
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay.
And we're just doing my clone does not get an extra, correct? Just my main.
Right.
So that would be decided. Gotcha. Okay. So I am going to try to web the shit out of him, cocoon him.
Okay.
And Karma. Ooh. Yeah, Tim takes that to a red.
Okay. All right. So you shoot the webs at him, and it goes through him, and the webs begin to fizzle.
Okay.
And then that brings us back up to the top of the round.
And you hear Spider Wasp go, well, I'm fucking useless.
Oh no, I got them.
All right, so we're gonna go with the Deathlock's out. Go back to Iron Man. We're gonna have him roll Reason. He shouts out, "Keep that water on him and hit him with as much energy as you've got."
Yes. I was gonna say the physical attacks don't seem to be working, but energy seems to be all right, and definitely the water.
All right, you got an 83 to hit him with his repulsors. And let's see here. Good Lord. I'm rolling terrible for Zax.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. It's because he zucks.
He does zuck.
But
Poor little guys 10 feet tall and didn't have a chance.
All right, so he hits him with the repulsors, and it backs him up back into the bar.
So
And out of the water, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay.
Cuddlebear, it actually goes to you.
To Colin, I'll kind of send a message. Try to use your gravity manipulation to direct the water back to him, if you can.
We'll see if it works on inanimate objects.
Sure. And then I will. I will phase and kind of come through and help Natasha with this deathlock. Okay.
All right, he's stunned right now.
Oh, yeah. I'll just phase through and kind of jump through him as well.
Okay, all right. Just roll an agility then.
Karma. 73 from 83. That's gonna be even on excellent. I think that's yellow.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that he blips out.
Oh, shit, I forgot to roll for multiple actions again. That's it for me.
All right. The other Deathlock brings up a laser cannon on the side of his neck and shoots towards you, Mr. Cuddlebear.
Okay. Too bad I'm in phase, bitch.
And you're phased, so no damage there. Theania.
All right, so I can see this other deathlock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am gonna come around and try to hit him as hard as I can with the stun stick and hopefully take him out like I did the last one.
All right.
And that's on amazing. I believe.
Yep.
Cool. Karma.
And is that 30 or 40 damage?
Oh shoot! Sorry, hit the wrong thing. I was trying to go.
It's all right.
7 damage.
That's 50 actually. So, all right.
Yeah, she rolled on amazing.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's her ability, but the damage is sometimes different than that. But
Yeah,
that was certainly enough to take him out. So he blips out.
Sweet.
Rocket Raccoon.
Come into the bar. It's awesome. What's left of it?
Yeah. He's gonna pull out his blaster. Got a green to hit. And that's gonna be, I think, enough. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. That's wrong.
Oh, boy.
No, you hit him with the healing rocket.
All right. So he hits him with this gigantic cannon. And Zach's just and in an electrical explosion disappears.
Anybody who looks over by the fire hydrant should see a glass bucket filling up with water and be standing there going, "Is he gone?"
And with the electrical explosion, once that dissipates, you guys kind of take a look around. You see that there's no more deathlocks to be seen. And a voice booms out that says, "Well, little orphans, I can see that you've brought visitors with you. I assume they're meant to scare me. You'll have to do better than that. Do come in. I've got some surprises for you." And that bar area that some of you are standing on right now begins to raise. And
do we recognize the voice as the owl?
that's the owl, yeah. And that bar area begins to raise, and underneath of it, there is kind of a theatrical flare of smoke and lights that reveals a passageway that leads into a fog-filled chamber. Tony says, "Is this the way this shit works for you guys? You give the baddies a beat down and they just invite you in? We've been doing this all wrong, Natasha."
They underestimate us often.
And Natasha says, "This is totally a trap, you know." "Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, well, in for a penny."
Am I getting any vibes off of anything in there?
Not just yet, no.
Okay. I just looked and said, I don't feel anything in there.
You guys going in? Tony's going in. He's just walking in.
Walking kind of behind Tony.
Me and my clone will go invisible and go in.
Yeah, I too shall go in phase. So
How far up did this thing lift up? Do I gotta hop off of it first?
Yeah, you
Hey,
have to hop
holler,
off
you
of
guys
it first.
coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. So I think I'm going to read this to you before I pull up a map. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So you travel down this long hallway, and the fog clears just far enough for you to see as you descend down into the belly of whatever facility this is. It's pretty much a straight shot, and as you reach the bottom, another voice rings out. Hello, Tony. Quite an interesting lot you've surrounded yourself with. And Tony stops cold. Oh, fuck. No way. As you move forward, Tony starts to walk again. You find yourself in a cavernous bluish-green room with cybernetic pillars jutting up from the floors at odd angles and lighting up the room from all sides. And I'll go ahead and pull that up for you so you can see this now.
I'll be right back.
I was just thinking of his name.
Oh,
I was like, here we go.
On the far end of the room, you see an extremely large owl-like figure that spans about 15 feet in height, connected to the walls of the room by a series of cables and wires. This image alone is intimidating enough, but what is seated on the throne below him makes your cybernetic blood run cold. Seated atop a mechanical throne is none other than the one and only artificial intelligence known as Ultron. The Orphans faced some of the cast-off, re-engineered versions rebuilt by the Tinkerer several weeks back, but this version could be considered the King, Ultron. He is huge, regal, and imposing as he lays back on his throne, looking down on the group as you enter. Beneath him on the steps below the throne are several more figures, only one of which you recognize. However, both Natasha and Tony share a look of surprise as they survey the scene. Directly beneath Ultron stands an odd-looking robotic figure that has a strange mechanical contraption where his head should be. In its chest is embedded a computer screen wherein you can see the image of a bespectacled man's face. As you are soaking this in, Natasha says, Tony, that thing under Ultron, that's Arnim Zola. Yeah, and you recognize the two under him, right? Ulysses Claw and my old mentor and Dad's best friend, Obadiah Stane. Claw wears a red and purple containment suit and wields a large metallic bowl-shaped contraption on his left arm. Stane is decked out in Hulkbuster-style armor, and if your memory serves you correct, the newspapers called it the Ironmonger suit. Last but not least, at the base of the stairs is another metallic-looking humanoid. This one, while bearing some similarities to Ultron, has the distinguishing feature of a two-pronged beard. And Dragon Shadow and Spider Wasp should recognize this individual as the Machine Smith. And actually, I think Shatter probably does as well. One of the Owl's cronies from the battle on the streets of New York when you first met Lilith. Ultron continues. I wish I could say it was nice to see you, but we both know that would be a lie. And you made sure that lying was something I couldn't be capable of when you and Banner were writing my code. I was wondering how long I'd have to wait before you figured out how to send your consciousness into the net. Took you a bit longer than I anticipated. Even this dimwit, the Machine Smith, figured it out before you did. But what's a few years between friends? And Stark says, oh, for Christ's sake, you still like to hear yourself talk, don't you? Let's just cut to the chase, shall we? What do you want, Ultron? What do I want? Well, you came to me. What do you want, Tony? Well, I suppose we're here for that fucked up looking bird thing behind you. Leland, isn't it? Ah, yes. Leland. Mr. Owsley here has a real bone to pick with these children you have with you. Leland and I have gotten to know each other quite well over the last several weeks. Interesting fellow. The little orphans here have been a real thorn in his side and caused some issues with some of his associates out there in the real world. When his consciousness slipped into the net, I could have easily erased him. But, lo and behold, he had some rather interesting information regarding these wayward souls that you brought in here with you. You've allowed 2 of these mulings, and I'm speaking literally and figuratively here, access to your very own tech. When I saw that, I thought you'd gone soft, Tony. Well, then I figured out that with this little tidbit of information, dear Leland and I came to a bit of an arrangement that if these little orphans ever figured out a way to come in here after him, I would ensure his safety. But I knew, however, if they did find a way to reach him, it would have to be through their connection with you. And I knew you wouldn't be able to resist coming along for the ride. So predictable. So yes, Tony, I do want something from you. And as you can see, I'm not the only one. We all want out. And we need your tech to do it. You called me evil at one point, Tony. So I suppose I should embrace it. Say hello to the masters of evil. Gentlemen. And you hear suits powering up, and they are gearing up for an attack. And with that, I think we'll leave that at the cliffhanger for our next episode.
Oh,
Nice. Cool. All right.
You guys really made short work of those deathlocks out there. I really anticipated them to give you a little bit more trouble, but they were a little easier to get rid of than I thought.
Oh, damn. And man's ass. These guys might be a little bit more problematic.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. So karma for that last leg. We will do, let's see here. Calculator, where are you?
Calculator.
Ooh.
Calculon.
You guys get 625 karma points.
Oh,
for that.
wow.
God damn, all right. Hell, yeah. I'll put 6 right into there.
See, so you 600. What you say?
625.
Yeah, buddy.
You
How do
know,
you
I'm
like
just
this?
surprised through this whole thing talking about
Uh-huh.
the all. Not one person said who.
Who?
A little disappointed.
Who?
Ooh.
The owl.
Exactly.
Who? The owl. Who?
You get it.
What do y'all think of this map? That's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is
Pretty
pretty
sick.
cool.
I
I
like
I
that.
like the spinning.
Yeah.
I was about to say the spinning is what I think this makes it my favorite map that I've seen. This one's sick.
Yeah, it's cool. I dig it.
All right, well, you get a good look at that in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
All right,
Good
good
stuff
game
tonight,
tonight,
kids.
folks.
Yeah. Thanks everybody.
Yeah, man.
Good night, everybody.
See you next time around. Good night.
Bye.